Okay, the answer to the question is Harrison Richard, Sportsman, model 999. This is a beautiful example one. This particular model, if you notice, the barrel on this is solid. If this was a Glock, you'd call this a Gen 2 because the first Sportsmans weren't 999s, they were just H&R Sportsmans. And then they added the Sportsman model 999. And if you look later on, they dropped the Sportsman. It still says it on the gun, but it don't say it on the box. If you type in H&R Sportsman, you'll get model 999s and Sportsmans. The Sportsman model was similar, had a different grip on it. The grip was one piece slid on and a screw went up through the bottom to hold it on. I had a bunch of them, but I sold them because they were junks. The first models didn't go over too well. Check this lid out. Always take care of Pappy Majors. That was the reason I bought that gun, was because of that writing in that box. This one here, you notice the jeweled hammer. And like I say, there's no venerated rib look in the barrel. Where when you look at that one, we're not going to pull that one out of there. But this is the same model. See how you can see through the barrel like a ventilated rib? And there's no jeweled trigger. That was like the Gen 3 model. Gen 1, like I say, had a different grip. Gen 2 was like this one. It had a solid barrel. Then this model went to the ventilated rib barrel. Then they even had a model like this where the ribs don't go all the way through. You see them ribs are cut in it, but they're not clear through. This model, the ribs, you can see through them and it's shaped a little different. So like this is a Gen 2. That's a Gen 3. This is a Gen 4. The trouble with these guns, these are all empty, I triple checked them. This is a top break, which means, it's that you break it open like that, plus it's auto eject, like the Smith & Wesson #1. And that was one of the downfalls of this gun. When you'd open this barrel up, and that would, instead of that lifting up and ejecting the shells, the cylinder slides off of the shaft. It's just a wee little wire clip holds that on there. It got so where I keep them extra. I got a half a dozen of them and rotating arms. If you notice, the rotating isn't very far on this, but them arms are known to go bad. They wear out on the ends. Little rotating arm in that square slot there. Right there, see it sticking out? Them wear. And it won't rotate right. I think one of these, this one right here, I had to put one of those little keepers on to keep the cylinder in place. These are 9-shot 22s. Top brake models. Of all the H&R pistols made, I would say this is the nicest. I bought this revolver first from a buddy who had one. I liked his. A buddy of mine liked mine, so I bought him this old one made here in '54 for helping me do a remodeled bedroom in my house. And later he sold it back to me. Like I say, this is January 2nd, 1954. This pistol was bought for $34, I believe it is. This is my slip from 1991. Brown's Armory in Rochester, Pennsylvania. $174.90. You couldn't even beat that guy up for the tax. He was so hard to deal with. What's that say? 314, 317.91. I bought this for my buddy Donnie Dean, and I bought a pack off of him. This is the original receipts in here somewhere. To 1954, $37 even. Model 999 H&R revolver. Plus all the factory paperwork in here, just like in that one, but there's no receipts in that. That was a gift from some grandfather to his grandson from the look of it. I can't remember. I think I bought that one on Gunbroker. And you can say this one I bought at the Brown's Armory where I bought this just burnt down a couple days ago. It was closed, but it was closed down, but it was burnt to the ground. These are the best H&R ever made, and they still have flaws. That rotating arm will go bad, or that little clip that holds the cylinder on will go bad on them. Now, I put hundreds of rounds through these two. I've never fired this one. My buddy Donnie put hundreds of rounds through this one before I got it, but I haven't fired it since I got it. Like I say, you type in H&R Sportsman, and you'll get a different gun, and you'll get these guns. The Sportsman was the first model, and then they turned it into the 999 Sportsman. And like I say, if you see this one, it don't say Sportsman on the box nowhere. Don't say the year on this. Wish it did. Made in Massachusetts, USA. They made these with a 4-inch barrel. It was sweet. These are real accurate pistols. Like I say, they're so dainty. I wish I could get the sound of it. I got one on there. It's loud. The only thing is, when you pop up an old 9, you get about this high, and them 9 cartridges, empty cartridges are sticking up. When it pops like that, sometimes they'll get stuck underneath that extractor. But like the Sportsman I had, you had to hold the cylinder when you open it so it wouldn't pop off. I kept changing them rotating arms, but the cylinder was warped. Or not the rotating arm, but there's a little keeper Goes inside a tube here that just slides on. I don't take them apart because you never know if they're going to work again. He's all come into my life within a couple of years. Seems like when I get one of something, before you know it, I have 4 or 5 of them. I'm not quite sure how that works, but I never hunted one of these, and these all seem to find their way to me. All right, I'm a little bit behind. I promised you guys all a video. Explain what this is. Like I say, this is a 1954 model, so it's a year older than me. Be what, 71 years old in 2 months. Where is it? I lost it. Here it is. They're beautiful pistols. They're one of the most expensive of the H&R pistol line. They had the like the 929s and the 629, and they had a bunch of cheap ass little 22 revolvers that were all junk. But these were like the cream of the crop. It's a pretty thing, isn't it, for 70 years old? And God, I forget his name now. But he was guessing. He hit it pretty close because these are they sort of look like a Smith & Wesson. Plus, they sort of look like a bulldog. Some people say that these might have some bulldog traces in them. I don't know. You know, some of the idea. But he was right in both cases in a way. Or the closest guesser. He was the only guesser, but he was the closest. Damn, why can't I remember your site name? I'm wanting to change mine. I'm not sure what to change it to. Like I say, on Gunbroker, I'm known as Gun Salvage. But I got this. What happened? Oh, I have my hand over it. My daughter made that for me when she was in 10th grade. And she's 51 now, so that's been hanging there for years. This little room used to be my gun room. I don't know how they ever fit it all fit in here, but they did. I was thinking about maybe going by John's Arsenal and using that as my logo right there. I see most people have names for their sites. I don't know, like I say, it's something I'm thinking on. Don't mind my dirty bed sheet there, or Afghan, that's for the dog. So you don't get my bed all dirty. See, these are some fascinating pistols. They're fun to shoot. They're accurate. They're even accurate on double action. They're not just single action, they're double action. So they're a 9-shot double action, auto eject, top break, revolver. And with that, I guess we'll just leave this one right here. But like I say, look up the H&R Sportsman, and you'll see the Sportsman and the 999 sort of merged into the just being a 999. I believe they still say Sportsman on the barrel. Yeah, see, like this one says Sportsman. This one says Sportsman. They had like 4 different patterns they cut on them barrels, besides no cut at all. You see, like this one don't say there, but maybe it's on the other side. is right there. Now, the Sportsman won't say that. It'll just say Sportsman. All right, well, I'm laid up after working all day yesterday. 9 hours in steel-toed boots I'm not used to. My left toes all swelled up, big toes swelled up. I can hardly walk. I wanted to get this video out on this. Some people were asking, so I figured I'd answer. The question went long enough. Videos usually only go a couple of days. All right, well, enjoy showing you my 999s and looking forward to the next ones. Everybody have a good evening. Happy New Year. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.